Hayden Panettiere's final farewell has become one of the more emotional moments Hollywood has faced this year, not just because of who she was on screen, but because of everything the public didn't fully see behind it. She died on August 16 at the age of 36, and her family confirmed the news themselves, bringing a sudden unexpected end to a career that began when she was practically a toddler and carried her all the way from daytime soaps to worldwide recognition. For millions of viewers, she'll always be Claire Bennet, the fearless cheerleader with the ability to heal from almost anything on Heroes, a role that made her one of the defining faces of that show's cultural moment. But for those who followed her more closely, her story was always more layered than that single character. She built a second major chapter as Juliette Barnes on Nashville, a role that earned her 2 Golden Globe nominations and let audiences see a completely different, more musical and dramatic side of what she could do. What made her different from a lot of her peers, though, wasn't just range, it was honesty. Panettiere spoke openly over the years about the pressures of growing up in entertainment, her struggles with addiction, postpartum depression, and the complicated realities of motherhood. She didn't present a polished, effortless version of fame. She let people see the uncertainty, the recovery, and the setbacks, and that willingness to be vulnerable became a real part of the bond she built with her audience. That honesty is what makes the uncertainty around her death land so heavily now. She was found unresponsive at a home in Greenville, South Carolina, and authorities have said their preliminary investigation found no signs of trauma, though the official cause of death remains under investigation. That means some of the most basic questions about her final hours simply haven't been answered yet, and it's worth being upfront about that gap rather than filling it in with speculation. No verified public details of a funeral or memorial service have emerged either, and that distinction matters. Panettiere's family has lived under public attention for decades, but grief isn't a performance, and their farewell doesn't automatically become a public event just because she was famous. What can be spoken about with certainty is the life she built long before this chapter. She began working as a small child, spent years developing into an actress capable of real dramatic weight, and became a household name through Claire Bennet before proving with Nashville that she was capable of far more. Her filmography included Remember the Titans, Scream 4 and Scream VI, alongside voice work that introduced her talent to audiences who might not have even recognized her name. Even as the world celebrated those achievements, she was carrying private battles that weren't always visible from the outside. Her struggles with addiction and postpartum depression became part of the public conversation over time, and she spoke candidly about how those years affected her relationship with her daughter, Kaya. She kept choosing to talk about it rather than hide it, and for a lot of people watching from home, that honesty was recognizable in a way that had nothing to do with Hollywood at all. Then came a loss that reshaped her life entirely. In February 2023, her younger brother, actor Jansen Panettiere, died suddenly at just 28. His death devastated the family, and Hayden, more than a celebrity attending an industry function, showed up to his memorial simply as his sister. She was among those who spoke at the service, held at Palisades Presbyterian Church in New York, reportedly wearing a jacket Jansen had designed himself, turning something deeply personal into a quiet symbol of the bond they'd shared. Jansen had built his own identity as a visual artist alongside acting, and his family remembered him for his warmth, humor, and creative spirit, refusing to let him be reduced to a single tragic headline. That earlier loss adds another painful layer to this one. Hayden had already been forced to learn how to carry grief in a way no career achievement could prepare her for, and now, just a few years later, her family is facing another impossible goodbye. The timing carries its own weight too, since she'd only just published her memoir, This Is Me, a reckoning, earlier this year, offering readers one of the most direct looks yet at the person behind the public image, at almost the exact moment that image would end up defined by loss. What's emerging now, more than funeral details or final hour speculation, is a fuller picture of who she actually was. She was the little girl who started acting before she could really understand what fame meant. She was the actress who became Claire Bennet, then reinvented herself again through Juliette Barnes. She was a sister who mourned Jansen. She was a mother who loved her daughter deeply. And she was a woman who kept choosing to speak honestly about her struggles, even when it would have been easier not to. Her family has asked, in effect, for the same thing so many grieving families ask for: privacy and the chance to hold their own memories separately from the public conversation. What the public can hold on to instead is the body of work she leaves behind, work that isn't going anywhere. Claire Bennet is still Claire Bennet. Juliette Barnes still has her songs. And the young performer who once walked into rooms far too big for a child and somehow made them her own remains preserved in every frame of it. That, more than any final headline, is the farewell she actually earned.